Peace everyone, I'm Dsmoovee and you're watching the AHmazing Recaps here on the iTV network, where we discuss community, events, and our youth. And we talk about events that happened over the past weekend that you may have experienced. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the NFA fighting event. Also, we'll be talking about Trap Run, and lastly, go international with our youth. Today, I have Chris of the NFA fighting event. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what happened with the NFA and kind of how you brought it to St. Louis and the energy around it.
Oh man, I'm happy to be part of it. I'm kind of the point guard for the commentary team. Have former professional fighters on each side of me, so we get to have a blast having that. So it was NFA 19. Can't believe there's been 19 of them. We were scheduled to be at the Armory, which is a big deal. We've done previous events there, huge event space in St. Louis. Unexpectedly, they shut down.
Just gonna ask you that one, yeah.
Not exactly a good space to be in. So either way, went extremely well. We went out to the Factory, west of St. Louis City. Had a blast, wonderful venue, great people, great production team, and it was a really exciting night of fights. So.
Absolutely. So I know you didn't get in the ring, you handled the commentary. Talk to me about that event, and every time that you put it on, what's the most exciting part for you?
So the folks that put it on, Brad and Marlene of NFA, Nemesis Fighting Alliance, they do a great job. They put everything together. We've got a great production crew, there's a pay-per-view, there's everything else. Lance, who does all of the matchmaking, is actually a fellow commentator. So I have the easy job. I get to show up, I get to talk, I get to say hi to people, see all the amazing fights up close and personal. The whole night was super exciting. We had some new fighters. Whenever you get on in a cage like that in front of 1,000, 2,000 people, for one of your first 10 fights, that's a big deal. 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, mixed martial arts, you'd be doing that in a parking lot of a Hooters.
Exactly.
In the middle of rural somewhere. Maybe there's a couple truckers watching, probably not, and it would have been an actual fence, not a cage made for it. So super exciting, a lot of fast finishes, crowd was very excited, and we had just a wonderful time.
Absolutely. So what made the NFA want to bring this to St. Louis? Because it's like you said, it's been 19 of them.
There have been, yeah. So it's locally, it started in Arnold, Missouri, just south of here. They brought it into the city for the energy and the excitement. We've done it at Ballpark Village, done it, like I said, the Armory, went out to the Factory, all these great places that make these events more iconic. And whenever they grow and you can get the skill level. So the main event this past time featured Dakota Bush, who's fought in the UFC and is probably, if he's not a fight away, he should have been called already. That's how that works. So the UFC top level, not uncommon for guys. There's people that have gotten cut and then go back and become champions. So
that's dope, yeah.
When you have a guy like him main eventing against a guy who flew in from Oregon, who also has big time fight experience, you really get, so there's the love of a regional St. Louis kind of community feel, but the reality is the production involved, the fighters involved and everything, you could really put it on a national level with the whole, I guess, extreme parts of every part of the event. It's really exciting.
Absolutely. Since you handled all the talking, give me the energy. Right. I want to know the energy of somebody who goes to an NFA fighting event.
Yeah, so I think people are a little surprised. If you haven't seen it, it's almost like you forget that it's an option for a social outing. People watch wrestling, they watch fights on TV. It's way different whenever someone, you see their flesh, they're within arm's reach of you. They might get knocked out, you might get punched, and you're thinking, I hit my toe on my bed getting out from this morning, and it still hurts.
Exactly.
And you're watching dudes take 100 hits, all that. So the energy's high. There's a lot of anticipation in the room. You have a lot of family members. You have a lot of friends. Nobody wants to get knocked out in front of their friends.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Ton of energy in the room. All kinds of people from all different walks of life, which also adds to it. There's a us versus them sometimes if there's rival fighters. So yeah, it's high energy. It's a good time.
I love it, man. What's that preparation like for you when you go into an NFA fighting event?
Don't mess up names. You don't want to be rude and mispronounce somebody's name, which can happen very easily. Everybody does it, but you don't want to do that. You really want to, in my job, again, if we're talking basketball, think about the point guard. I'm trying to set the table. Let's talk about the sponsors. Let's talk about maybe some backstory or the energy in the room. I have a literal black belt to my left and a professional fighter on my right.
Okay.
Why not set them up to just spike everything?
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I love that. You do your thing every time, Chris.
I try.
So when is the next NFA fighting event, and what can we expect from that one?
I think it'll be big. It'll be really big. I don't know if this matters to you all, but sports gambling just became legal in
Yeah,
Missouri.
I've seen that. Yep.
Sponsorships are very important to local events. They have a wonderful sponsor that puts it on. That could help elevate, but it's going to be the 20th fight.
Yeah.
So you know it's going to be something special. The pay-per-view will be bigger. It's going to be a good time. I don't know exactly when it's going to be yet, but everybody, as far as build-up and everything else, is very excited.
Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us. Please give us that info on how we can follow up with the NFA fighting event and with you.
Yep, Facebook, Instagram, check out Nemesis Fighting Alliance for all upcoming stuff. You can see past fights, photos, all kinds of great stuff on Facebook and Instagram. Nemesis Fighting Alliance, check it out.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have more events coming up. Stay locked into the AHmazing TV recaps, all right? Now, let's find unity in our community. On this segment, we'll be highlighting Trap Run. The Northside Trap Run is St. Louis's first hip-hop themed 5K walk run and festival that empowers the North St. Louis neighborhoods and unifies grassroots civic, educational, commercial, and residential efforts to bridge the city's north and south divide. Here are some photos from our amazing photographer, Rich, and a video recap from this year's Trap Run. Be sure to sign up for next year's Trap Run 2025 at traprunstl.com. Now, let's talk about our youth.
Hi, my name is Seth Hamilton. I am the CEO of Go International in East St. Louis. Our organization has been headquartered there for the last 6 years. We have an additional 17 sites all around the world, with 6 sites in East St. Louis itself. Getting ready to expand to 11 starting in January with our marvelous staff and volunteers who have been working with all of our kids, expanding up to 700 kids that will be impacted on a weekly basis, just in East St. Louis alone, where they're going to be learning marketable skills in education, entrepreneurship, and athletics. Anything that won't just get them to catch up, but to help them get ahead. If you want to support our organization, you can go to our website at www.go-int.org. You can volunteer, you can make donations there, you can become a monthly donor to help us become more sustainable as we continue to scale out our reach.
Thank you so much for lending us your eyes and ears. I'm Dsmoovee, and you just watched the AHmazing Recaps here on the ITV Network. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram at ITVNet and Facebook ITV Network. Peace.